So students, in our last class, we have discussed how exactly embryo is produced by zygote. Zygote produces embryo. So formation of embryo and division of zygote, all these are post-fertilization changes, because after fertilization only zygote is produced. Even endosperm is also produced after fertilization only. So all these events of formation of embryo and formation of zygote, all these will happen after fertilization. So we were learning in last class about post-fertilization changes. We will continue discussing post-fertilization changes. On post-fertilization events also you can talk. So already we have discussed under this, already endosperm we discussed, endosperm division we have already discussed. Then we have also discussed embryo, that is zygote forming embryo, that also we have discussed. So today we have to learn about different types of embryo, like dicot embryo and monocot embryo. Embryo of dicotyledonous plant and embryo of monocotyledonous plants. Let us see the structure of this embryo, how it will be. Okay, so embryo structure of embryo we should learn. Okay, first let us learn embryo of dicot plants. In dicotyledonous plants, how the embryo will be. Okay, first one, dicot embryo, or you can also say dicotyledonous embryo. In short, dicot embryo. So if you want, I can write full on dicotyledonous embryo. Okay, in short we say dicot embryo. Dicotyledonous, only till here it is written dicot embryo. Okay, so first let us see the diagram of a dicot embryo. I hope you are drawing along with me. It is very easy. Very easy diagram, finished. Okay, now we will table dicot. Di means two cotyledons are there. So dicotyledonous, two cotyledons. Now ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ವಿದಳ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು, ದ್ವಿ means two. Okay, so ದ್ವಿದಳ ಧಾನ್ಯ, ದಳ ಅಂದರೆ cotyledon. Two cotyledons are there, so it is called dicotyledonous plants. So what are those two cotyledons? This is one and this is two. Okay, so this is one cotyledon, this is other cotyledon. So these two are what? These two are cotyledons. How many are there? Two cotyledons are there, so dicot plant. Di means two. Then the part here, this is called plumule. Plumule is called future shoot because this part of the embryo later produces a plant, and in the plant this plumule will become a shoot, that is the upper part of the plant or green part of the plant, like stem, leaves, all that will be produced by plumule. So it is called future shoot. I told you, future shoot. In future it becomes a shoot or upper part of the plant. Okay, then what this should be called as? This is called radicle. If plumule becomes a future shoot and radicle becomes a future root, that means when this becomes a plant, the radical part becomes a root, underground part of the plant. So it is called future root, radical. Okay, radical. Then the tip of this part is called root tip. Okay, root tip, and root tip is covered by cap-like structure, that is called root cap. Okay, so the tip of the root, then this part what you see is this part. This part is a root cap. Root cap is there for protection to tip of the roots. So damage to tip of root doesn't happen because the root cap covers it. Okay, because the root has to penetrate in the soil. When it penetrates in the soil, so there should not be any damage to young root cells. That is why root cap protects it. Root cap is meant for protection. Okay, so this part is called as hypocotyle. Lower part is called hypocotyle. Then what upper part should be called as? The upper part should be called as epicotyle. And you highlight in different color if you want. Okay, this is hypocotyle. Very simple. Dicotyledons plant means two cotyledons will be there. So these are the two cotyledons. Okay. Then the portion of the embryo just above the level of cotyledon. Above the level of cotyledon is like this here. This part what you see, the upper part, that is called epicotyle. Epicotyle will have a plumule. Epicotyle part will have a tip called plumule. It is also called stem tip. The plumule part, what is that? Plumule. Okay, it is also called stem tip or shoot tip. Okay, then the lower part is called hypocotyle. So epicotyle has plumule, which becomes a shoot, means above this. All this part, see if I draw one line, above this all the parts will become shoot. Shoot means above the ground level. ಅಂದರೆ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಮು ರೂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಮು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಪಿಕೋಟೈಲಿಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೋವರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಬಿಲೋ ದ ಅಂಡರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ hypocotyle. Hypocotyle will have radicle, and radicle becomes a future root. Okay, and the part what is there here, if you draw one line here, if you draw one line in the middle, it will be called as embryonal axis. Embryonal axis. So axis is the central line, what you see, central line, that is axis. That is not labeled in the book, but they have mentioned embryonal axis, but you should know what is meant by embryonal axis. So this is the structure of dicot embryo. Next we will see structure of monocot embryo. Yes, we say in short monocotyledonous embryo. Monocotyledonous embryo, in short we say monocot embryo. Only till monocot, only till here we write it. Short form. Like how you call person's name is Venkatesh, we call him Venki, like that, short. Okay, monocotyledonous embryo. So only single cotyledon will be there. Mono means one, single cotyledon will be there. If you see the structure of monocot embryo, how it looks like. So you can draw along with me. You can draw along with me. I am drawing step by step slowly so that you can follow me. step by step. So one small how to grow thing should show here. Okay, I hope you are drawing along with me. A small curve you should show here. Okay, then bring this here and make a small curve like this. You can take it slightly lower also if you want. This will make it slightly higher. This will make it slightly lower. Yes, this is simple. See. I hope you finished now. Then you can fill within this, you can fill. I hope you are following me. So step by step I am drawing. Really easy. See. Anyway, let us not make it so difficult. Now so many lines I have done, so better I will finish here. Then if it is enough for you, then you can put a dots here within this. This is very simple diagram, you can see that. Single cotyledon is there, this is a cotyledon, only one is there. So especially cotyledon in case of grass belongs to monocot, grasses, hullu, adu monocot, okay. So in grasses especially single cotyledon is called scutellum. Scutellum is a cotyledon in grasses especially. This one, what separate is there? Separate one. This is single. Only one is there. That is scutellum. Scutellum is a other name for cotyledon in case of grasses. Then this part, what is there? That is called epiblast. Epiblast. Then same like there, epicotyle, hypocotyle. What you have seen. So upper part should be called as epicotyle and lower part should be called as hypocotyle. So upper part on the top will have this part is called shoot apex. Apex means apices we say, apices means tip. Shoot tip, this part above this, wherever shoot apex is there, that will become a shoot of the plant, shoot above the ground level. And so lower part should be radical, it will become a root of the plant. So you can draw a tissue here and this way. Yes. So shoot apex, what you see? So instead of drawing shoot apex here, because we are going to label coleoptile here, so better this will show this as this pointed structure as shoot apex. Shoot apex. So this part will become a green part of the plant, upper part above the ground level. Stem, leaves, branches, okay, flower, fruits, all these will be produced in future by the shoot apex. Then the upper part, actually this part, should be called as coleoptile. Coleoptile will become a shoot. Okay, then exactly opposite to coleoptile here, there should be coleorhiza. Name only says coleoptile means it becomes a tip of the stem tip. ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ನ ತುದಿ ಭಾಗ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ತುದಿಯಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಭಾಗ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕೋಲಿಯೋಪ್ಟೈಲ್. ಲೋವರ್ ದ ಟಿಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ ಟಿಪ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಮಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕೋಲಿಯೋರೈಸಾ. ನೇಮ್ only says ರೈಸಾ means roots. Rhiza meaning root. Rhizome you have heard. Then in case of algae, bryophytes, root-like structure called rhizoids you have heard. Rhizoid means, or rhiza means roots. Okay, coleorhiza is root, coleoptile is shoot. Shoot, root. Upper part is shoot, lower part is root. Upper part is coleoptile, lower part is coleorhiza. Now this is very simple now. Then, so radical should be there. Radical should be there, no? Radical becomes a future root. So instead of leaving coleorhiza here, you have to draw coleorhiza at the bottom, because this will become a lowest part. So coleorhiza. Then what should be this structure? In this structure, what is there? Here, this part, this line, what you see, that is a radical, and lower to that, this should be root cap. Okay, radical, root cap, and coleorhiza. Radical will become a root in future, so it is called future root. Root cap is a outer cover of the root tip, that is for protection. Root cap gives protection to root. Like this is a root. Now root cap will be there here below this, so that it protects the root tip from damage. Then lowest part, lowermost part here, what you see, that is coleorhiza. Rhiza means roots. Coleorhiza. Okay, so you should know that the coleorhiza, what is that? That is undifferentiated tissue. Coleorhiza, what is that? This coleorhiza, that is undifferentiated tissue. What is meaning of undifferentiated? Differentiated means they have lost the capacity to divide and they have become permanent cells. Like meristematic cells function is only cell division. Now undifferentiated means they have only one function, only one work, that is divide, cell division. Undifferentiated means other than cell division, no other function. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಕೋಲಿಯೋರೈಸರ್ಗೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. No other function except cell division. So that is undifferentiated. Differentiated meaning is the cells will lose the capacity to divide and they take up other function. ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಮುಗ್ದೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಷನ್. ಅನ್ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ cell still has the ability to divide. Only one work is there for coleorhiza, that is cell division. One cell divides into 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, like that it multiplies. Only one work, divide. Okay, so coleorhiza is an undifferentiated tissue. You understood, huh? So if I draw one line here like this, above the line, above the line, all that becomes shoot. ಈ ಲೈನ್ಗಿಂತ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಶೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದೆ. ಶೂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಭಾಗಗಳು ಗಿಡದ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಬೋವ್ ದ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದಿಸ್ ಲೈನ್, ಈ ಗೆರೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ, ಆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ರೂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗಿರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್? Embryo slowly develops and becomes a seed. You know, zygote becomes embryo becomes seed. So next, what we have to learn then? We have to learn about seed now. So yes, the next stage, what we are learning under post fertilization is seeds. Embryo is over. Slowly embryo transforms into seed. Transforms ಅಂದರೆ embryo ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯಾಗಿ changes ಆಗಿ seed ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, seed because embryo transforms means changes to seed. Transform means embryo slowly changes, it matures, grows and becomes a seed at last. So how to define seed? Seed is a product of fertilization. Because without fertilization seed cannot be produced. Now after fertilization what will be produced? Zygote. Zygote becomes embryo. Embryo becomes seed. So finally seed is produced as a result of fertilization. Seed is produced after fertilization. So seed is also called, it is a fertilized product or product of fertilization. Okay, seed is a product. Seed is a product of fertilization. We can also say seed is a fertilized ovule because ovule becomes a seed. No, ovary becomes fruit. You know that. Seed is a fertilized ovule. Beautiful sentence. I like this sentence because we know that ovule after fertilization becomes a seed. If you remember, this is a gynoecium, that is female reproductive part. No, if you remember, this is a ovary, this is cell, and this is stigma. Together on this part is called gynoecium or pistil. No? Then within the ovary there will be ovules. Do you remember? These are all ovules. Later, after fertilization is the pollen grains will land here, it will produce a pollen tube and it will enter one of the ovules, then double fertilization, triple fusion occurs. Then slowly these ovules will become what? Ovules will become seeds after fertilization. This entire ovary becomes fruit. So, ovule becomes seeds. No? Like that part if I should show, this is ovary, okay, and there are ovules here. So these ovules later becomes seeds, and this entire ovule becomes fruit after fertilization. After entry of pollen tube, after double fertilization, these ovules become seeds and entire ovary becomes fruit. That's why seeds are produced after fertilization of ovule. So ovule only produces seed. That is why seed is also defined as a fertilized ovule. I hope you understood what I am saying. Very simple term. Okay, ovule becomes seeds, then entire ovary becomes a fruit. Yes. Okay. Then, in detail, we have to learn about seeds now. That is, what seed contains. Seeds are formed inside the fruit. You know, seeds are formed or produced inside the fruit. What seed contains? What are the parts of seed? Let us see. What are the parts of seed? Let us study with a diagram. Okay, so I will draw one diagram for your understanding. Or you can draw a reverse way also. Yeah, better is this diagram. show by different color. Yes. This is one general diagram. I will just tell you. Where seed. Okay, if you see groundnut seed. Okay, in that case, here one opening is there. Small opening is there in the seed. Very small hole. That is micropyle. Still that micropyle, which was required for entry of pollen tube, is still present. So micropiles very small. Then these two, 1 and 2, are cotyledons. This is a dicot seed, so cotyledons will be there. Then the seed will be covered by two seed coverings, that is called seed coat. Here you can see seed coat. Do you remember? Sometimes seed coat, sometimes seed coats. Because there were two integuments in the ovule, if you remember. Two integuments were there in the ovule. That integuments later becomes a seed coat. So the seed coat is produced by integuments. Why this micropyle is there? Micropyle is required for two purposes now. Before, in the ovule, micropyle was required for entry of pollen tube. Now, this micropyle in the seed is required for two purposes. Because the seed requires two things. One is oxygen, other one is water. So for entry of oxygen and entry of water into the seeds during germination of seeds, that is why this micropyle is there. Micropyle is for supply of entry of oxygen and water. Water and oxygen should enter during germination of seeds. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಬೀಜ ಮೊಳಕೆ ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಮೊಳಕೆ ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಜರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ water is required, oxygen is required. So oxygen and water both will enter the seed through the micropyle. Okay, so then seed coat is for what purpose? It is meant for protection. Seed coat is meant for protection of seeds. It will protect the seed. Okay, why cotyledon is required? Cotyledon contains reserved food. These two cotyledons contains reserved food. That food is required as an energy source for the seeds to germinate. If seed has to germinate, ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಬೀಜ ಮೊಳಕೆ ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ germination of seeds is given by the reserved food which is there in the cotyledons. Do you understand what I am saying? Yes. Then in the center there is one part called axis or embryonal axis. Embryonal axis. Okay. So next, this is one general figure I gave you. Now let us see seeds of different plants, how they are different, slightly different structure you see, but all these parts are only will be there. Then what is not there in the textbook also, I will tell you one sentence only, not much. Okay, then two coats will be there, two coverings will be there in the seed. The outer coat is called testa, and inner coat is called tegmen. Testa and tegmen are the two coats of seeds. That's why I told you seed coats. What is there now? Sometimes it will be a single coat, sometimes it will be two coats. If two coats are there, okay, meant for protection of seed, which protects the seed, those will be, outermost will be testa, inner will be tegmen, Tegmen, tegmen. Okay, this is not there for you, but remember that is also there. Okay. Next, let us see structures of different seeds. Now let us see the structure of different seeds. Then I have to draw a diagram here. I am recording this video in the mobile, so in the mobile one open camera app is there, it can maximum it can record 30 minutes video. So already it is 30 minutes 15 seconds. So I will stop this now, and in next video I will tell you more about seed. Okay, so keep watching my classes. Thank you.